Welcome to World Walks, a joint production of Firehouse Projects, the Unconservatory, and Cranberry Coast Concerts, supported in part by a grant from the state of Florida and viewers like you, with your hosts, Lilia Fontana, Kirk Whipple, and Marilyn Morales.
Walks before curfew, walks through remote and urban areas, walks in neighborhoods have become escapes from our enclosures of four walls. At times contemplative and in reflective solitude, walking becomes a vehicle for introspection and meditation, facilitating deep thought. We walk in fellowship together with family and friends who have hunkered down together. Whether alone or with companions, walking is a deeply personal activity. In response to the isolation our society has collectively experienced during quarantine, we have launched World Walks, Firehouse Projects, in collaboration with the Unconservatory and Cranberry Coast Concerts, presents this virtual experience inspired by our immediate and increased need to connect with each other.
And hey there, Lily.
Hi, Kirk. Hi, Kirk Whipple, Marilyn Morales. How's it going?
It's going just great. And as a matter of fact, we get to say hello to the 2019 Teacher of the Miami-Dade County Teacher of the Year, Mr. Oliver Diaz.
Awesome. Hi, welcome.
Hey, hi guys, hello.
You're in San Francisco.
No, I don't know I got that background.
Boy, those slick Zoom backgrounds. Well, no, here we are.
Not me. I'm a la natural.
Lily's in the Lily's in the firehouse warehouse, and it looks like Oliver's mobile. He's 21st century hip with his earbuds and heading out by the pool, it looks like.
Oh man, that looks nice.
Oh yes.
Right now I can fix that.
Well, you know, it's just that kind of day out here in Miami for the next few weeks until it becomes this kind of day in Miami for the next couple of months, right?
Oh, it'll get worse.
Yeah, well, World Walks, here we are. This is our second one, and actually Oliver is going to be joining us as the star of a World Walks in a few weeks. And we
saw the preview the other day.
Yes, we did. And
that was cool.
And we're
I like the rabbits.
Oh, but go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, take my wife, please. But yes, we did have our recent World Walk on Facebook, and we wanted to. I'm trying to find it. Say something, everybody.
Oh, it was so much fun. Actually, we have been taking walks, of course, but I started doing that too with my mom, who has Alzheimer's, and so this the walks really helps her a lot. Sometimes she gets all antsy, and then we take her for a walk, and she, I don't know what it is, the air, the wind, and these beautiful birds. There's like, I don't know what kind of bird it is in English, but I mean, it's like he keeps changing, or she keeps changing the things, you know. It's like there's no set thing to it, and it's just really awesome, you know.
What is it in Spanish?
Ay, ahora que lo dijiste se me olvidó. Now that you said it, I forgot. Great.
Sinsonte.
Yes,
okay.
They are amazing. I mean, just so amazing. The other day was do, you know, and I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna use that in one of my compositions, you know. So, and then he changes. It's just, I think that's how jazz got started.
So.
Improvisation, one after the other.
Well, I think a lot of musicians got inspired by the nature and the sound of nature, which there is so much of it. I mean,
yeah.
Well, as a matter
water and wind and the animals. Absolutely.
As a matter of fact, our teacher, our harmony and composition and theory teacher, Alaudine Matthew, one of his albums, I'll have to get the name of the piece. He actually recorded a swallow in his backyard, and he slowed it down twice and 4 times. And he said the melody was actually quite complex, using some very interesting connected harmonies. And he took the melody of this piece, slowed it way, I think it was Conversations with Nature, or something like that. I have to get that title in a future World Walk, because it's very interesting to hear an instrumental piece that was inspired by a slowed down birdie. You know.
Oh, well, what's really funny said one of my first compositions, I needed to imitate the crickets. And so it was really funny because I had an uncle that was a psychiatrist, and he thought, okay, she's really flipped. Because I went out there with a recording thing, you know, remember those tape recording things? So I was like, okay, go, crickets, keep.
This was before Oliver's time.
All right.
Now
I feel out now.
No, the recording device that was like all you had was
and then one of those little microphones, and I was like going, okay, come on, sing.
I'm not that far off, because I remember stuff like that. Yeah, a tape recorder and the microphone recorded to it, connected to it. I mean,
and
well, I remember the boombox in New York.
Boombox. Oh yeah,
yeah.
I would carry that boombox on my shoulder, pretend I was a 1980s rapper and beat breakdancing and stuff.
And that's when that wasn't like an ethnic stereotype.
No.
But and now you know you have an app, you know, and that's all it is. But hey, listen, we're gonna kick off our second World Walks. This is the video that Marilyn and I made with a very, very special guest, and we don't feel that it needs any introduction other than to say we hope you'll enjoy this. Well, Marilyn's crossing the street with her mom on our way to Emerson Elementary. This is one of our favorite spots in the neighborhood to walk, where you see a lot of our pictures from this series, or a few of them anyways. And it's really nice here when we get to this place on the walk. There's a lot of breeze, unimpeded by the surrounding houses. So it's really a nice spot to do laps. And hey, we're getting out, we're walking and watching some of the part of us that we sit on disappear. Well, one thing that's recently happened we were talking about is the helicopter launch on Mars just happened. And they were talking about how many problems they had to resolve because of the atmosphere being so thin. Makes me really happy about our atmosphere. It's so nice here in Miami today. There's about a 12-mile-an-hour breeze.
I know that Mike will like this weather.
Mike Dewart. Yes, he doesn't like anything above 80, and it's a couple clicks above 80 degrees. So
I mean, they're still on, but it's lagging
nice.
a little bit.
We like the breeze. My delicate tropical flower loves this weather.
I love it.
As does her mom. Here she is, hanging out with us on our walk.
Mami, mira para allá.
There you go.
Saluda.
Dice hola a la gente. She is coming along with us on our walk.
Adios.
So, adios, she says.
Adios.
If you get to Emerson Elementary, right across the street, there's a sign that says no outlet, corner of Southwest 79th Avenue, Southwest 36th Street. we're gonna walk down there and show you one of our favorite places in our local neighborhood. Here we go. And one of the fun things about our walk is taking photos of the local wildlife or not so wildlife. And so if you go almost all the way to the end of the street, you'll see a sign on the right that says 80 Doug Barnes Park to the left. We're not going to go all the way to the park, but come along. We're going to have a little fun. Turn left, and this will lead you straight up to the expressway. But we're going to switch now because this is where I have to do the work. Carscape. This is getting to be a thing now. Somebody must have taken the inspiration from the folks in France who started doing this. So once again, one of our favorite spots to come walking. And oh look, our umbrella. We might need this. And here we go down the roller coaster. To head home. You want to say something, Justa? ¿Quiere decir algo a la gente?
Oye, estoy volando por el aire.
she's flying in the air with us. Well, we'll see you down the road, folks. And what a lovely way to end our walk. Driving off into the sunset. Not exactly a Western, but we like it. Wait for me. Hey, let's go get it from the other side of the school. And there's nothing quite like a Florida sunset, except just one more. Hey, Pussycat. I see you're a pretty kitty. Look up here. And it's not just cats in Westchester that are fun and interesting. Look at these cute 4 little bunnies.
Hey there. What's up?
Hello.
Got some lettuce? Got something else? Get away from me, you creep! Jeez, that was harsh.
I don't know. Nothing's cuter than bunnies.
Kill me now.
That guy just doesn't want to be part of the party.
Come here, let's play horsey. Eat it, Buster. I just wanted to give you a little carrot.
See you guys. Well, and that, dear friends, was our walk.
Very nice, man. Nice editing too, dude. I gotta tell you, I obviously haven't seen you guys in almost 2 years, but I'm digging the new hairdo, Kirk. I like it, man. Yes, I like the tail.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, it's you know, since you complimented me, sir, I'll have to show you what happens.
Oh yes, I've told him he's the envy of many of old men in Miami.
And several young ones.
Yeah, I'm sure young ones, man. I mean, I got friends of mine that went to high school with me that they've lost their hair already, and they're only like in their mid-40s. So you're busting it pretty good, man.
Wave, look at this wave. I am so jealous. Mine is like it just goes down. He has a nice wave from there, you know. I mean, like, he left his hair long one time for the Liberace thing, and then the old ladies in Massachusetts kept saying, don't have him cut it. And I said, hey, I'm the one that has to sleep with him, okay? So
well, you know, I mean, it just grows out of my head, and if it makes people happy, who am I to get in their way?
There you go.
We're playing Beethoven in a few days.
Actually, on May 6th, I'm going to play 2 Beethoven sonatas. She's going to join me in a 4-hands version of the last movement of the 9th. So I figured, you know, what better way to celebrate Uncle Ludwig than to, you know.
Yes. Oh, did you see? I saw a trailer. I don't know if it's a new movie or it was an old trailer, but there's a Ludwig movie coming out. I think it's called Louis Beethoven, or oh man, I forgot. But it looked pretty accurate. Looked pretty good. Have you heard of it?
This is the first. I mean,
yeah.
Interesting.
I will try to Google it later and text it to you. But I mean, if you remember, try to Google it. You know, all of you guys. But it looked pretty good, and it's in German, but captioned in English.
Oh, cool.
So that was pretty realistic too, to make it in German, and then you know, you got to caption it. You got to caption it.
Well, and you know, to people who are watching this video who don't know, usually we count on Oliver for the most latest breaking news on Star Wars movies.
Oh yes.
He's tapped in a way.
Yes.
He's like tapped into the Force. I don't know what it is, you know. So getting a Beethoven review, this is we're gonna have to follow that up, sir.
Yes, definitely.
Well, you know, I was going to say, we had planned last year to do an all Beethoven concert, and because of the pandemic, because it was his year. But our friends...
Well, wait, it still is Beethoven's...
Yeah, no, I mean, I was going to say that Rorianne was the one that gave us that idea, because Rorianne, she has a festival in the Berkshires.
7 hours.
7 hours. And she said, hey, we're still celebrating Beethoven's. So we decided, okay, you're right. So we got to keep...
Very true.
It's not just his 250th birth date, but now we have the rest of the year up until a day before his birthday to celebrate him.
Right.
We get to celebrate him for the rest of our lives anyway, but this is, you know, a quarter of a millennia, you know, and people...
Yes.
And it was a really interesting year because it was also the anniversary of Schumann, of Chopin, of Albeniz, of Barber. I mean, it was like, gee.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of dead white guys from Europe who have a 0 after their birth years this year. Yeah. But hey, well, listen, we'll have to catch up on movies another time. But what we wanted to do, our visual arts director Lily has taken a series of photos that I shot and has curated them into a manageable series, because it's sort of like having this hair and a stylista who can manage it, you know. But in the spirit of World Walks, these are photos that are taken from our neighborhood, and we thought, you know, some of the people who are sharing are going to be sharing from their their work environments as well too. But we thought we would just share some from our neighborhood walks, and we'll get a chance to make some comments. And by the way, since there's a few of us on here, if anybody else joins us, feel free to make comments. Now that I've got everything in the screen here, let me see if I can manage this. Yes.
Yeah, no, now they can see what I have to deal with when I play forehand music. I mean, his hand is huge.
Yeah, it's
bigger than the clouds.
It's as big as bigger than the sky. Right, exactly. The whole point of this shot, of course, was that
really,
I wanted to show just everything is all perspective, right? So,
right.
Yes.
All right. So here we go. Next shot.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
I don't know. I felt like this just looked like a sky angel to me.
Yes, or some sort of bird that you see wings.
Yeah, exactly. And it looks like it's just opening up and going somewhere up.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love to do, especially, here's the other kind of the spirit of World Walks. You think about it, people may be watching this at some point from Iceland or Timbuktu, who knows? And to us here in South Florida, these South Florida skies are it's really is a wonderful thing that we have here. And so I thought, well, let's share some of these wonderful sky pics. And here's another one.
Wow.
And
well, see, I know that in California.
There's another one.
In California, it's hard to get that because it's
there we go.
The mountains,
Yeah, I think this.
That's your favorite, Kirk, right? Is that your favorite photo?
Oh, I don't know about my favorite photo, but it certainly is my favorite photographic process, shall we say. And that is actually a very good glass of wine. I remember that's a 7 Deadly Zins from Grayton, California, which if you're a red wine lover, it's one of the best price points in the main market.
Great, it's close to Sebastopol.
Yes, and here we go. Here's another one now. This is a fun shot because
nice.
I took this shot looking across the street. For people who don't know, we and Lily are neighbors in Miami. So if I'm underneath my pointer, underneath the moon is Lily's house from across the street.
I realize that. That's right. That's the middle neighbor, where the two coconut trees, which every time I walk through there, I look up, make sure that there's no
coming down.
Coconut coming down. And there's another one around the block with coconuts, and I'm always looking down, and I'm walking my dog Max, and I'm like, hurry up, Max, before a coconut hits us.
So there you go. There's another thing for people who are watching outside of South Florida. When you visit here, especially on a windy day, if you're around palm trees, make sure you look up, because it's not just the coconuts, but those dry palm fronds can slice you in half.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, and I imagine some of our South Florida walks will have similar themes. So, next up, another moon shot.
And actually, we've seen some of the NASA's launch shot.
Yes, we have. We've seen when this is facing south, but when we face north on NASA launches, we can frequently see the space shuttle go up, or SpaceX, or whatever they happen to be launching. And another fun shot.
I love that. Can I say a little something about that?
Please, Madam Curator.
I just glanced at it, and it just drew me, because it's just, I've watched birds come every fall, at the end of the fall, winter, and they fill all the electrical lines. Mm-hmm. And it's just mind-boggling, and the noise and all the poop that falls from them. But this, in a sense, it's like, I thought it was so poignant to have this white feathered bird or pigeon. I don't know exactly if he is. The rest seem to be pigeons. But it's just the way you framed it with this pole, I guess the angle of it. And then the clouds, it's just very nice. I liked it a lot.
Thanks. I also thought it was really interesting because if you notice, all of the black pigeons are facing one way, and the white guy is doing something different. I mean, yeah, was this a comment on race? Not consciously, but I thought.
I didn't go there, but you did.
But it is different. It is different. They're that you got a series of them looking one way, and then he's the, I wasn't gonna say black sheep, but he white sheep maybe.
But isn't this interesting in these? So this is a good thing to talk about in these times. You know, Black Lives Matter and so forth. How our concepts of what we're, you know, we've been. This has been a big conversation. Is that, you know, people have called things that are negative, you know, dark, black, and so forth. You know, and I mean, to me, this was really just something lovely to see. You know, all these different creatures pointing one way. I mean, it's funny. I almost walked right past it because frequently we walk past the bird's land, but I thought, no, wait a minute. And I actually was almost under him, and I backed up about 10 feet to get this shot. So, and then, like Lily said, I was careful to walk between the two birds who were standing the farthest apart.
Yes, but it also shows he doesn't belong there. Why is that white bird there? Obviously, he's not part of the gang. You know, it just, if you look at it in that context, I mean, I looked at it as black, white. I mean, this could be a black and white photograph, and it would be just as striking.
Oh, thank
well, I just like the clouds. I mean, it's like, I don't know if there's an artist that could capture that in drawing that, you know, because it's so perfect.
That's the thing. That's the one thing I just love about South Florida skies. There's no two that are the same.
No.
And, oh yeah, little secret. I photoshopped the white bird in. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Damn, really?
I'm sure. I'm totally kidding. I'm not.
No, because you could have put him on the other side.
No, I'm not that good. I'm not that good, nor am I that clever. So here we go. And here's the last in this particular little series. And Lily, since you
that's a nice
organized it, this is the last in the first of 4 sets. Did you want to say anything about this last?
Well, I really like the angle of it. It looks like a falling tree, but it's not. It's just like all of a sudden you have this beautiful gray with a dash of maybe violet pink or whatever, and then you have this burst of darkness in it. It's kind of a little menacing if you want to analyze it in that perspective. But it really is, to me, a very striking image for that reason.
And it kind of looks like Cher.
Like Cher. from underneath, right? But this is, by the way, this is in our backyard. So, and I've got a few shots of this tree at different times of day and so forth. So, okay, well, on to the next series.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I like this.
Here's the first and the second of 4
series. Don't worry, I won't start crying like that guy with the double.
Everybody remember the double rainbow.
And then he cried.
No, but this was
beautiful. Though.
This was actually a fun shot. I was able to capture a few like this. And there again, what more do you want in South Florida? Beautiful trees, beautiful clouds, and a rainbow cutting it down the center.
I have a question. Did you find a pot of gold?
No, I didn't find a pot of gold at the end, but there was this guy on Coral Way who was smoking weed.
Oh,
I don't
know.
So
ew.
Here we go. There's another
like
sunset shot.
Oh, nice.
Nice one.
Nice.
Well, and one thing that's interesting too, if we see something at night down the road, but I like to. This isn't in this particular shot, but in Miami. And the only person who's not in Miami so far in our group here is Ellen, who is hiding from us right now. But everybody notice at night how the clouds get underlit by the city lights. It's something it's a phenomenon you don't see everywhere because we have so many lights in Miami. When you get a lot of clouds like this, especially when they're close together, they're orange and white from the bottom in a way that I haven't seen anywhere else. So And this was taken at about the same time as that previous shot.
Wow, I love that.
I figure Lily would have something to say about this.
Oh yeah, to me it was. I have rediscovered drawing during the pandemic, and I have been drawing constantly trees. I've always been very observant about the tree trunks and the formation that it takes. To me, this was like an Asian painting, like a Japanese kind of watercolor. It just is so delicate and fine, and the shapes of the lines of the tree trunks. I think it was so exquisite. And
Yeah.
then even the little tinge of reds in the framboyang, the poncianas, is it?
Ponciana trees, yes.
So it kind of mimics the kind of orange, reddish orange of the sunset. So I think it's a beautiful shot, Kirk.
It's really nice.
Thank you. And yeah, I felt it's interesting you mentioned the word Asian. Hey, there's our pal Gloria.
Hi,
And,
Gloria.
You can unmute if you want to, Gloria, because we're having conversations about our photos that we took from our walk. And
oh my God, they're gorgeous.
thank you.
Aren't they? Yes, that's.
Yeah.
Hey, Gloria.
Yeah. I'm in St. Petersburg visiting my sister.
Nice.
I
Which
can
is why we didn't get on earlier.
I can make introductions. We're with Oliver Diaz, who's in Palmetto, and Ellen.
Oh, Oliver. I know Oliver.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Hello. I do.
And
I
Ellen.
miss Cabaret so much.
Awesome. How you doing, sweetie?
And
I'm
Ellen.
doing really well, really well. Thank
oh
you.
my gosh, that's great. Who else is there?
Ellen Uji is in Wareham, Massachusetts. There
Uh-huh.
she is.
Yes, there she is. She also she takes really beautiful pictures of Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Uh-huh.
And of course, Lilia Fontana, who's the director of executive directrix of Firehouse Projects.
That's my title as per Kirk.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
I told her if she called herself executive directrix, she could whip the organization into shape much better.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you need a title so people will take you seriously, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah, I was gonna say those
That
things
little-
hang.
Oh, they're cool, right?
That ending, yes.
So by the way, back to the photos. I wanted to comment too, Lily. You hit the nail on the head. That, I mean, to me, when I saw this, it felt like an Asian woodblock cutting with the background of a color photo on top, and then the Ponciana reds in there were just sort of accents. So yeah, this is actually one of my favorite shots.
And those thingies hanging
The-
make
the-
really good percussion.
The pea pods, yeah. So
Yeah, it's about that.
pea pods or whatever. So
Yeah, those thingies that are hanging are really
the thingies
cool.
that are hanging, we know what they are.
Yeah. I mean, they make good percussion instruments.
Yeah, they do actually. Okay, so next up, I didn't want to linger too far on anyone.
Ooh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I love this.
Oh my God.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Wow.
I saw it as, wow, it looks like the Star of David.
I was saying the same thing. Oh my gosh.
Now, believe it or not, that's
an amazing shot.
that's the moon.
Yeah.
Is it really? Oh my.
Yeah, I put it in night mode, and what I did, I ramped up the saturations, and I think I used a flash so that you could see the green under the trees because it wasn't going to affect the sky, and that's what I got.
Are those stars up there?
Yeah, and those are stars up there too. Yeah, because it's like this is a night shot. An astronomer would be able to tell
Oh
me
man.
what we're looking at if I knew when I took
Yeah,
this. So.
you can. Yeah, hold on. Let's see. Oh yeah, you can see the stars. Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
You can't see what I see through my eyes. I'm not in this photo, but I just thought I'd mention that after cataract surgery, looking at the moon, I can see 3 of them. And when it's a really bright moon, and there's obviously something wrong. And last night, the almost full moon had raised exactly like that.
Oh, wow.
But I can't take a picture of it because it's through my eyes.
Well, how's the post cataract surgery doing for you?
Well, I'm seeing 3 moons.
Well, you know what? You know what? Well, I tell you, you know what time of day that's great at is at happy hour.
You've got an excuse, right?
If that's before the drinks, I don't know say after the drinks.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
I have to say it's with the glasses, so it could be something about the prescription.
Oh, okay. Well, here, on to the next.
Wow.
Again, some brilliant South Florida colors. Once again, we are so blessed in this part of the world because we've seen sunsets in a lot of different, but I think everybody in Florida can agree there's really nothing quite like it.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
And coming up here, this was another one of my series of moon shots with the night setting.
And have you all gone to Sundowners in Hilario? Have you gone to Oliver? Have you ever gone to Sundowners?
Sundowners?
No, I have not.
Oh, you all
road trip.
It's Gloria, have you gone?
No.
Oh,
we have to have it out and over.
And by the way, for those you don't know, let's reintroduce some people because people will be watching this video later. We have Gloria Burns, who's with Miami's community newspapers, and they have, is it 11 papers around South Florida?
11 papers, and we're the largest multimedia company in South Florida.
Wow.
Or none. Yay.
Excellent.
And then she has a show. Don't you have a show?
We have a show, Gloria's Lab Live, every Monday at 10 o'clock, and it ends up on Facebook and YouTube. And you've been on.
We have, and we frequently watch as well. So watch that. And let's see, nice. Ellen Uji, who is the treasurer of Cranberry Coast Concerts in Massachusetts. She's representing our New Englanders up there.
But I don't have any money.
Well, we're working on that.
You have a good eye for pictures. I mean, I've seen your pictures on Facebook, and she speaks a lot of languages.
Yes, Ellen speaks Russian and French when forced.
And you have to. Okay. They have not heard the story of you.
They haven't heard the story.
Yeah, no. Come on. Let's have it. You know.
This is World Walks. We're walking into other people's lives now.
Yeah.
Well, you had a spectacular with on Halloween, and we were in costume, and I was a French maid, and so it wasn't a regular concert. It was pause and have some food that was catered. And this is all happening in a bank lobby. And so I thought, while this intermission was happening, I thought I'd go around and talk to people. And I thought I'd just put on the French maid act. And so I was speaking in French.
And she was pretty hot in her little French maid outfit. Let me tell you something. She was working it at the door, baby.
And so I spoke in French to a group of people, and a guy answered me back, and then I spoke to him in French, and he answered me back. No, it's like he spoke French, obviously. And then I found out that he came from Montreal.
Oh.
Of all people, she shows.
I know, of all the people there.
Well, and by way of introductions, again, we have Mr. Oliver Diaz, who teaches at Palmetto Elementary School in Palmetto, Florida, not too far up the street from us. And he was the 2019, not just Miami-Dade Music Teacher of the Year, but out of 22,000 teachers, math, science, history, he was the 2019 Miami-Dade County Teacher of the year.
And it's very well deserved.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about Oliver on his World Walk too when that comes up, and say wonderful things about him. But we should say we knew Oliver since he was pushing a cart around at the school, and then the next year they asked him to go.
No, they had it in a classroom behind the library.
Yeah.
And okay, you teach him music, and the library kept saying, "Can you please be quiet?" I mean, really? Hello.
Tell your bass drummer to play more pianissimo. but
luckily we had the band.
Well, now he's got a dedicated wing. But and now we also have Lilia Fontana from Firehouse Projects, our executive directrix, and I'll say that she has helped us by curating this set of my photos. We'll continue. We got a couple of more short series. And this is the night series, yes?
Yes.
And this is a really cool spot. This is a corner in the neighborhood, and they always seem to have some great lighting, and it's always under the tree there. At Christmas time, it's wonderful to hang little stars and stuff, and we'll have to get pictures. Let me see. I didn't want to get all of our stuff in the way there. At any rate, they have some really tasteful Christmas decorations up for holiday arrangements, you know.
Hey,
so
where are they?
At any rate, are we all there?
Where are they?
I don't know. Everybody's here. Yes.
Oh, they're over there. Lilia's over there.
There we go. I've got you.
What did you do?
There.
Oh, I don't know.
He was playing around with the thingy.
We need another monitor here too. But here we go. Onwards. We're good.
Oh, I like that one.
Another one.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
A little creepy, but with.
Yeah, it's creepy. Yes.
But I like it.
Our Halloween walks.
Wow.
Well, and
not even before Christmas.
to me, you know, the thing is, what was kind of cool about this is, if you notice, the street lights are on the right side of the tree, very, very bright in the street. So that's why we had some wonderful backlighting on the tree. And then the moon, I wanted to frame it right between the wispiest of the branches there. So that was a lot of fun. And there was some other shots like this on that walk.
Oh man, that's beautiful.
And let's see here. This is, South Florida is full lawns, and you can see it was a very breezy night, as it were, too.
That, to me, it looked like a painting, and it's just so poignant for that image right now.
I agree.
I think it was really, really nice. Really, really nice.
Thanks.
That burst of the moon, or that, not moon, it looks like it would be, right? Like some weird planet, but it's the street light.
The street light, actually, because the moon is behind some.
Clouds. You know, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And next up, this is one of the with the photographer in the picture.
And the bicycle on the ground, that marking.
Yeah, that was a police outline. Somebody was going way too fast, I think.
You think, and it just.
No, actually, again, all of these near Emerson Elementary, and trying to keep all of our the pedestrians safe, huh? Oh yeah, yeah.
This is interesting. Oh God.
Yeah, Marilyn saw a sign once that's, you know, she asked me later after we were out of the group that was walking. She says, "What was that sign? Pedzing." PEDXING.
I had no idea what it was.
I said we walked through it because we were pedestrians. But one of my favorite things to do actually is play in traffic. And I've got a series of shots actually where I take it from 4 different corners on the intersection, looking down the lonely street. And in Miami, you only see this, you know, at kind of one time a day or a night, and here it is. You know, it's a sort of lonely time. And this was a late night that I was photographing. Okay, and here we go, more more mixes, and this is another one of my favorite subjects, is the mix of natural and human lighting. Trying to set this up better.
Is that a star?
Yeah, we've got a star up there. There's the moon, and then the street light, and just the way that the lens refracted the light right there is kind of interesting. Once again, okay, this is what I was saying. This is where you could see like the underlighting of the clouds, you know, and this is a phenomenon in Miami that we get these low clouds passing through, and it actually can be really, really bright out at night in the neighborhood when you get a bunch of clouds and you get the street lights underlighting them like this, you know. And so it almost kind of seems like daylight if you didn't know that was the moon there. So, okay, next one. Okay, this is not from the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Might as well be.
I had to put that there. It just was. It was.
My dad.
It was lit so perfectly that I said, "This is picture perfect." With all the tchotchkes. You got all the tchotchkes there.
Even the cracks in the pool.
I need to have fountain fix. You know?
Even the cat. What's this cat's name?
Oh, that's Chespirito.
Oh, okay.
Which
Chespirito.
For gringos means Little Shakespeare.
No, you came up with that. No, that's Chespirito is different. You know? No.
Isn't Chespirito? Chespirito's from like Chavo.
Yeah, Chavo. See? There you go. He knows. But anyway,
stupid gringo.
So, but I mean, it's like my mom wanted a small fountain, but my father never did anything small. He always had to do something big, and so he made that thing so huge, and then he keeps breaking, you know. So then I call this fountain dude. He comes in and he says, "It's going to cost you over $1,000." I'm like, I don't have it. So I'm trying to see if I can have it fixed, but who knows?
And one interesting little story too is our nieces Ashley and Amanda, when they were little, they used to come over and we used to fill that fountain up, and that was their swimming pool.
Yeah.
And they were, I remember when they were so little that they actually had to have help so that they, you know, wouldn't drown in the little swimming pool there.
Yeah.
So they just loved it. They'd sit there and laugh for hours.
Yeah.
Or at least until they got pruny, and then we had to bring them in. But yeah, again, Lily, I mean, thanks for mentioning, you know, the one of the things too, we had all the lights on. You can see the shadows here coming from a couple different directions from the lights. And I've had it in night mode so I could touch it up. We get to see and to me, this is just one of the loveliest times of night. You've got the moon, wispy clouds. You've got, you've got the trees underlit. To me, this is a magical, really magical South Florida lighting.
You know, when the fountain was working, we had a cat that used to jump from where Chespirito is to the top to drink water. I never seen anything like it.
Until the birds flew away, So
right.
Okay, so next up, I get I think that's another one of those one of my night shots with the moon. We saw that from that before, and here we go. This is one shot over. That's Emerson Elementary there. I'm glad you put this in. The Ponciana tree is another South Florida famous thing, and when they're blooming in the summer, it's really a wonderful color when you're right up and
that's for allergies.
Yeah, not so great for people with allergies to them, but also sometimes when they're falling, you can see when they're littering the street under a tree. It's really a cool sight, and that's also at Emerson. And sometimes
Marilyn going down the street.
Yeah, sometimes we're singing in the rain.
He loves to get wet.
There's another view of the lovely Ponciana tree.
I'm like a cat. I don't like walking and getting rained.
No, it's one of my favorite quick short stories was when we did cruise ships. We'd go up and walk on the top deck, and we had a thing where I'd run one direction, she'd walk the other, and we'd high five in the middle. Well, I saw some clouds coming, and when it started dumping on the deck, she came, and it wasn't a high five. She was, honey. No, no. And she ducked into the exit. That was
No, that's it.
I got wet. She got dry.
No,
So.
no.
And
I have a favorite.
That's a pretty one. I like that.
you said, Ellen, you had a favorite?
Story of you on your cruises is just picturing Marilyn talking about when the boat was rocking and something was nailed down and something wasn't. The piano was nailed down and the bench wasn't, or something, and you were playing like.
All right. And you
No way.
I went to do an arpeggio and I hit my thigh. You know, I mean, I just went boom on my thigh instead of the note. And I'm like, great, you know.
She didn't hit high C. She hit a high T.
And then it's like the chair was bouncing. I thought I was gonna fall off.
Oh,
You know,
that's crazy.
it's awful.
So, by the way, this I caught again. You've got the street lights here, and I'm catching the Christmas lights in between, poking through, and they were changing different colors. So I like the purple ones. I waited for that.
Oh, that's pretty.
One of our neighbors up the street, and here's another one. Oh, at Christmas.
Wow.
Oh yeah. That's pretty.
With a Spanish moss.
There you go. Very.
Yeah.
Every time I go up north, I bring some, and then I see all of a sudden the last 2 years, I don't know if you've noticed walking, everybody seems to have little bits of Spanish moss. So we're stealing the Spanish moss from northern Florida and Georgia, bringing them down here in South Florida because you never see that.
You're right. I have some. One of my trees has Spanish moss on it. And I go, where did that come from?
Yeah.
I think we're stealing it and bringing it down here, and then they fly to other places.
It's
Wow.
it's a thing now. But I just thought that's something that's really striking. You know, the lights and the Spanish moss and the holiday time in the year, and you can see the modest Miami home back there. It's really to me a really charming shot. So, and here we go. Wait a minute. There was one more. Wait, oops! I jumped the gun. There was one more pretty shot here.
Oh, pretty. Yeah.
That's of course a close up of the Poinciana tree.
Kirk threw 100 photos at me, and out of the 100 photos, I selected this. But these didn't match anything. But it's so. There's so much information here about what the World Walks is about. The pandemic, and this is the reality of our grocery store in our neighborhood. And
Wow.
I'm sorry you didn't get the picture of the toiletries and the lack of toilet paper that was just as vacant as this. I mean, it was really unsettling to go into a grocery store and see things like this. It was like, what is happening?
Yeah, this is.
Well, it kind of reminded me of Cuba. It said that's too many things, because in Cuba we wouldn't even have that, you know.
Right.
So,
That's an everyday thing in Cuba. Agreed.
yeah.
And here one more shot. That was the produce section. And what's interesting is you look at like some of the packaged produce over here, but the fresh produce. I mean, I don't know. I guess. I mean, you tell me. There's 3 Cubans in the room here. Do Cubans hate fresh vine-ripe tomatoes?
Oh no, man.
Oh no, I am sure that they just happened to have put those tomatoes there at that moment.
There you go.
Because that's
Possibly,
really,
yeah.
Because I think Cubans, the only thing when you say salad, it's tomatoes and and iceberg lettuce. That's the equivalent of a salad for
and
any
ham.
Yeah,
and ham.
Get this. Okay, so I went to study, and when I was studying in BU, I had no idea what were those green things that look like little trees. So broccolis. I had no idea what broccolis were. So I had 2 American roommates, and so I asked them. I said, "Wow, you both are going to eat those little trees?" And so they said, "Little trees? These are broccoli. Don't you know what broccoli is?" And I said, "No, I never seen one of those things, you know." And so then they were so amazed. They got me a little plate, and they were watching me, and I was like, "Oh wow, these are little trees, and they taste pretty good." And
she discovered America.
And so then during December, I went to the market and I brought some little trees. And so I showed them to my mom, and she said, and you eat that? And I said, yes. She said, they look like little trees. And I said, exactly. That's exactly what I said. They look like little trees. And so then, she calls me up and she says, you know what? I had nothing to really that I wanted to eat. And I tried the little trees and she liked them.
Well,
that's it.
And by the way, because we couldn't end the series on a gloomy note.
Yeah.
Here's one more lovely shot of the flora from the neighborhood.
That's beautiful.
And I couldn't.
Very nice. Very nice.
I couldn't tell you the name of it, but
orchids.
What's that?
Is that an orchid?
I'm not sure.
It looks like it.
It does, but I think it's part of that tree, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
It might be.
We do have
so funny, Mike.
Yeah, we do have some orchids in the neighborhood that people have, planted in the trees, and I'm going to have to find a few shots of those. But once again, hey, look, I mean, we could take 100 world walks on the flora and fauna of South Florida and never quite do it. But we're going to say adios. Our time's up for this world walks, but since we get to thank everybody personally, Gloria, thanks for coming. Ellen, thanks for coming. Oliver, thanks for joining
me. I'm, not in town, so I'm glad you reminded me.
Yeah, do what we can. And Lily, thanks for hosting us here. I'll let you sign us off, Madam Executive Director.
Well, I don't know if I should gloat, but it's been a crazy day for all of us, actually, you and stuff. I am headed now. I just hosted a luncheon for my son that's graduating from FIU, his bachelor's degree. And then I made a mad run to the Zoom. And now we're going to graduation. So we have to leave it probably in about 5 minutes. He's graduating at 6:30. This is, I don't know if you can see this picture of us a few hours ago. So I am thrilled because he's also starting his graduate program at FIU in public administration in the fall. So I am gloating and beaming right now. And
you deserve to.
Thank you. I had to put a little makeup and figure out what I was going to say when we started this before anyone got here. I said, Marilyn, you were right. She says, do you have to climb up bleachers? And I said, no, I don't think so. But I do. So I can't wear heels.
I told you.
I got to go find some flats now.
Is it at the stadium?
It's at the stadium.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. She told you.
And it's outside in the heat. So I'm wearing strapless.
See, you can get away with that, except the men. You can get away with strapless. Those guys.
My son was wearing this suit. He stripped it. He says he's going to wear long pants and a shirt. He has his little made up tie, but that's it. It's short sleeves on underneath.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways.
Well, listen. Enjoy your evening. Congratulations to your son and you too.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It was great
to meet
you guys.
Congratulations.
Bye.
Adios.
Adios.